Hey up everyone, Magpie Gaming here. I hope you're all doing well. In this video we're going to take a quick look at the netcode for Escape from Tarkov. This has become quite the conversation piece over recent days, and I was going to do a video on it a couple of days ago, but I decided to sit back and hold off for a little while and just see how the community reacted to what's been going on. So this basically started with a video from Summit1G, who is an Escape from Tarkov streamer. He also streams other things, I think, as well. And if you don't know who he is he's a pretty good guy to watch. I do enjoy watching him. I'll put a link to his Twitch channel down below. Go check that out if you want to. He was playing a raid in Escape from Tarkov and he had a very suspect kill. Now, when you watch the video, and I'll put that video in the background of this one, but as I say, you need to go and watch that video to actually get an idea of what's going on. You'll see that he has this very suspect kill, and straight away everybody in his chat is saying that's a hacker, that's somebody cheating, etc, etc. And after a couple of minutes of once he's got over the kill, he actually addresses his chat and says, do you know what, that wasn't a cheater, that was desync, that's bad netcode, bad server connection, whatever. It's not a cheater, it's something to do with the netcode and desync and all those grubby little things. So Markstrom has taken this video and done his own little, you can call it a rant, I suppose it is a little bit of a rant, but he doesn't go off, he just gives some criticism about the netcode and the state of the servers at the moment. It's quite constructive, you know, he's not kicking anybody in the balls about this, he's just saying, look, this needs looking at, something needs doing, this keeps happening, etc. Now, when I watched that video, I thought this is probably going to create a little bit of a storm, and it did, quite rightly, with a lot of the community. They took this as a call to arms. Now, I don't think that's what Markstrom was actually asking for. He does say in his video that he'd like the devs to look at this, and maybe a bit of pressure needs to be put on them to sort this out. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to sit back and just see how this plays out, and Nikita actually answered a lot of the issues that were brought up in this video, and he put a post on Reddit about this. You can see that in the background right now. Of course, I'll put a link to this as well so that you can go read it in full. But basically, Nikita gives a very mature and a very honest account of what is going on. You know, he says that the netcode is in the best state that it has ever been. Now, I've been playing Tarkov for 2 years, and I can attest to that being true. The netcode now is a lot better than it was even 3 months ago, and it's a lot better now than it was 6 months before that. You know, it gets better every time there's a new update. Definitely with 12.9, I personally have noticed that the game is very smooth. It is ultra playable. Yes, you still do get those few janky deaths now and again, but you know, that's just part and parcel of Tarkov. But anyway, Nikita gives this explanation of what's going on. He says that he understands that the netcode isn't great. It's better than it's ever been, but it's still not great. He also says that he knows that there's more work to be done, and they are working towards doing that. He does say that sometimes it just isn't good enough, but they are doing the best that they can. And he says this sort of getting onto their backs just isn't going to work. And it isn't really. When you're constantly get hitting in the balls for something, it kind of demoralizes you. And I think sometimes it doesn't motivate you, it just makes you want to do the opposite, and it makes you want to stop. And we've seen this before when there's been massive criticism of the game. Nikita's come to the point where he's almost like, you know what, fuck this, I'm not going to bother with this game anymore. And ultimately, he holds the keys to the kingdom. He could do that, he could shut this game down tomorrow if he wanted to. So, but they do welcome constructive criticism. That's what's got the game to where it is now and got it to the standard that it is. It's the feedback from streamers, YouTubers, the public in general. You know, you get on Reddit, he reads Reddit all of the time, so he sees the things that people are struggling with, and they do their best to fix them. So he says moving forward they are going to keep working on the netcode. Recent criticism isn't really going to make them go any faster. They're just going to carry on doing what they're doing. They're looking to move over to Unity 2019. I think this was something that was meant to happen last year, but it didn't happen, but it looks as though it's going to go ahead definitely this year. That will give them better networking tools, the netcode, they'll be able to clean it up, they'll be able to get a better version of the game out there for us that will cut down on lag and desync. But at the end of the day, some of these issues are down to the servers that they rent. They're not perfect by any means. I would assume that these servers are fairly cheap. When you think about it, you buy this game and that is the one time that Battlestate games get money from you. That is it. You can then, like I have for instance, played this game 2 years in a row. I expect to log in and those servers work every time, even though I'm not funding them at all. The price that I paid for the game will have funded a server fractionally for, you know, however long it serviced it for. I don't know how much the servers are that they pay for. I would assume that they're fairly cheap, given that the influx of money into the game only happens when somebody actually purchases the game. You know, how many sales of the game do they make a day? I don't know. That's the kind of data we're never going to find out. But other than that, there's not much money else, you know, many other ways for money to come into the game. Yes, there's the merch store where you can buy things, but obviously a large percentage of that will go to actually making the merch. So how much money they actually pull in is questionable, but we all expect to be able to game in all various parts of the world and be able to log in straight to a server and get gaming. So I've said it before, and I know that this is something it's a conversation for another time, but a game like this, if it had a small subscription fee, would that enable them to buy better servers? Would they be able to get servers that work a lot better, that would be better for us, the players? Maybe they could add more servers in various areas of the world where they don't have too many. You know, I mean, like I say, that's a conversation for another time. Subscription-based games, do they always work? I don't know. I always point up World of Warcraft as being one that does work. That's worked amazingly well, and I don't think that a model like that would be too bad and non-sustainable for Battlestate Games, for Escape from Tarkov. I think it would be a good model, but, you know, like I say, conversation for another day. But the good thing is that Nikita has responded in a really good way about this, a really good fashion. He could have bitten with this and really had a go, but he hasn't, and I've seen that happen in the past. So good on him for giving a frank and honest answer. You know, he has nothing to hide with this. There's really no purpose in lying to us, the gamers, about what's going on. I believe that he's been open and honest about it, and we just have to kind of wait for them to do their thing. But as I say, I've noticed, especially with 12.9, this game is so smooth now. It is really, really smooth. Yes, there are now and again raids where you think, you know what, something just isn't quite right here. I definitely hit that person, or, you know, that person zipped across the screen. Is that speed hacking? Probably not. It's more likely just desync and the server catching up, and, you know, you've missed your shot and you've ended up dying. Yeah, it's unfortunate, but it does happen, and we can't really avoid that. But as I say, I will link all of the videos that I'm talking about down below. I'll link Markstrom's Twitch channel and his YouTube, and the same with Summit 1G, so that you can go check these guys out. Definitely check out Markstrom's video about this though and see what you think about it. You know, are the issues that he's talking about, do you think he's maybe a little bit over the top with it? Do you think he's hitting the nail on the head? Personally, I think he's hit the nail on the head, and he's done it in quite a diplomatic way. So, but, you know, that's just my opinion. Let me know what you think. So as always, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching and listening. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Stay safe, and I will catch you in the next one. Take care.